In this video tutorial we'll begin by using the box that we created in tutorial 101. Some of the things we will learn are: how to set up the fold sequence for our box, how to view and fold our box in 3D, how to send our box to Flexi for illustrating, and then finally, how to view our finished project with illustrations. If you're ready, let's get started. The fold sequence numbers are set in the active section properties for the current active section. With the fold sequence slider we can set them between 1 and 8 for each section. We can also set the fold angle as well as the fold direction. As you can see in the preview pane, the active section is the glue flap. We will leave it set to the current settings, which are the default. Now we need to set up the sequence order for the 4 panels. Double-click on each panel and move the slider to the second position. Next, go to the bottom dust flaps and set them to the 3rd position. The bottom tuck flap is next, followed by the bottom lid flap. Set them to positions 4 and 5. Set the top dust flaps to position 6 and the top lid flap to position 7. Finally, the tuck flap on the top lid is set to position number 8. Now let's go into the 3D view. As you move the folding slider, you'll see the box begin to fold in the order that we set up. Notice that all the flaps didn't fold up. The reason this happens is because the number of fold stages is less than the highest sequence number we set. Use the stages slider to set its number to 8. Now, as you move the fold percentage slider, you can see that everything will fold up as planned. However, we still have a problem. Can you see the problem I'm talking about? Let me rotate the box a little so you can have a better look at it. You'll see that the last flap to fold is the tuck flap when it should be the lid flap. The good news is that at any stage in the design process we can go back and make changes. This means that we can avoid mistakes that otherwise would be very costly and time-consuming. In order to correct the problem we just discovered, we first need to go back to the construction view. Using the methods we have already learned, reset the sequence numbers for the top lid and tuck flaps. Set the tuck flap to the 7th position on the fold sequence slider, and the lid flap to the 8th. Take another look at the box in 3D. Is it folding down correctly now? It looks fine, but remember that you can change things if they're not correct. Now that the box construction is complete, the next step is to add some illustrations. To do this, we will send our box design to Flexi. Click on the Send Box button in the Property Inspector. Left-click and hold down the mouse button on the design window title bar and move it off to the side. Now you can see the box design displayed in the Flexi design window. Flexi has a lot of great tools for creating stunning graphic designs, but for this tutorial we just want to do something simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to import a bitmap file. I've selected this weed field PNG. Using the corner handles, I'll drag it into position over the panels of the box. I'm not being really precise with the layout, as this is just a quick example. I'm also going to add a little bit of text on my box. As I said, there are a lot of great tools in Flexi, the text tool being one of them. That looks good. So, now that we've made a simple illustration for our box, it's time to see what it looks like in 3D. To send our design back to the Box&Display designer, we need to click on the Box&Display view icon. Click and hold on the title bar of the designer window again, and pull it back into view. Now, you should see your box with the illustration on it. Using the mouse buttons you can move the box to the best position for the 3D view. Click and hold the left button, as you move the mouse over the screen to rotate, right button or the mouse wheel to zoom and both buttons to pan. Use the fold % slider or, hit the play button to watch the box fold. Great job! You've just completed tutorial 102.